It's officially the JJ McCarthy era here in Minnesota, whether you like it or not. Okay, we've talked about the possibilities of maybe adding Aaron Rodgers or, being in the Russell Wilson sweepstakes, but I think the front office has made it very clear that JJ McCarthy is going to be the future. He's the next man up. He is what we've all been waiting for. We drafted him with the 10th overall pick in last year's NFL draft for a reason, to take over this franchise and to put us into a new era. Hopefully, an era of which we make a Super Bowl or at least win a Super Bowl. So, if it is the JJ McCarthy era, we still have to look at who is going to potentially be his backup, because what happens if JJ McCarthy just isn't what we thought he could be, right? I think we all have to keep that in mind. We have to kind of stay on our toes a little bit. He's still young. You could consider him still a rookie because he didn't play any football last year, minus the preseason game. So he has a lot to learn. What happens if he's just not ready? Do we have to find somebody? I would say so. We talked about Joe Flacco, but there's also another name that has been popping up, which many of us probably forgot about. I know I didn't forget, but being that he was never on this team, he was never really relevant except for a couple years, and he was pretty decent, I would say. So let's get right into it. Who are we talking about as a potential backup quarterback? Or if JJ isn't the man, maybe he takes over the starting reins. Let's talk about it. But before we do, shout out to our affiliate partners at Green Gridiron. If you want one of these mini helmets, feel free to hit the link I have pinned in the comment section and use the promo code MINSYN, MINSYN, at checkout to receive a small discount on your purchase. Okay, they have NFL helmets, college helmets, fully customizable ones, and they also have the exact replica helmets, not just the mini ones, they have the big ones as well. So if that's something you would like, hit that link in the comment section, or it's also in the description, and use the promo code MINSYN, MINSYN, at checkout to receive a small discount on your purchase. And if they have a deal going on, yes, you can stack that promo code to receive even more off of that final price. So let's get right into it. Ryan Tannehill could be a Minnesota Viking. Let's talk. The Minnesota Vikings quarterback situation has been one of the main topics during the NFL offseason, and they are still working out their quarterback room, which includes 2024 number 10th overall pick, JJ McCarthy, for 2025. The team is in communication with a veteran quarterback, but it's not Aaron Rodgers, as the team is reportedly not pursuing the future Hall of Famer. They basically tabled those conversations. Now, with former Minnesota starter Sam Darnold signing with the Seattle Seahawks, the team is reportedly sticking with JJ McCarthy as their starter. It likely wants to add a veteran to its group, and with Rodgers seemingly out of the conversation, it's moving on to another seasoned quarterback or quarterbacks. The Vikings have shown interest in adding Ryan Tannehill, but no deal has been discussed per Fox Sports. Ryan Tannehill played for the Tennessee Titans from 2019 to 2023, but didn't sign with the team in 2024 because, if you do remember, all the reports about Tannehill potentially getting signed to random teams, he was like, look, I'm going to be a starter. That's what you're going to sign me for. I'm not going to be a backup. That's just not who I am. I'm a starter in this league. That's what you're going to sign me to do. So maybe he had to swallow, that pill a little bit and realize maybe my time as a starter is up for now, unless the right situation provides itself. Now, the 36-year-old was adamant that it would take the exact right scenario for him to join a team, saying nothing really felt right during free agency last offseason. Well, that's because nobody wanted to sign him to be the starter, period. Okay. As a result, Tannehill didn't take any snaps during the 2024 season, last playing in January of 2024. The former number 8th overall pick played in 10 games in the 2023 season, starting 8 of them with a 3-5 record. Now, Ryan Tannehill began his career with the Miami Dolphins, playing 7 seasons in the 305 before playing 5 seasons with the Tennessee Titans. In his 11-year career, the former NFL Comeback Player of the Year has played in 155 games with an 81-70 starting record. It's not bad. It's above 500. 34,881 passing yards, 216 touchdowns, and 115 interceptions. He started 5 playoff games, all with the Tennessee Titans, with a 2-3 record, 754 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. So not great in the postseason. But overall, I think Tannehill would be a very good option for Minnesota. He has a whole year off of playing football. Therefore, that contract that Ryan Tannehill would sign would be cheap. I'm assuming it'd be vet minimum. I'd have to look at what that currently is for the quarterback position. I'm assuming it's not much at all, or it would probably be more expensive than the JJ McCarthy deal because JJ McCarthy is a rookie. But I'm not 100% certain on those things. But it would still be a cheap deal. And I'd be okay with that. I think Ryan Tannehill has played a lot of good ball. And when he was with the Tennessee Titans, he really didn't have much to throw to. Yes, he did have A.J. Brown at one point. But other than that, you guys would have to help remind me of who their wide receivers were, other than A.J. Brown. It's kind of hard to do so. The Tennessee Titans were not weren't that good. They had some spark, you could say. They were decent at times, but I think a lot of that had to do with Mike Vrabel and his coaching staff. Tannehill still did a lot, or did his part and did very good. And I think if you bring Tannehill over to Minnesota, what we've seen with all the quarterbacks that have played under Kevin O'Connell, Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold, look, they had seasons that they probably had no business of doing, or putting up those types of numbers. They had no business doing that. Sam Darnold went 14-3 with a team that I had going, I believe, 9-8 or 8-9 to start the season. Think about that. Nobody really had us going anywhere, let alone even maybe having a chance to win the division. Nobody thought the Minnesota Vikings would be 14-3. And if you thought that last year, good for you. Because I'm telling you right now, everyone I've talked to, they said, yeah, it's a possibility, but you could see 10 games maybe. So if Ryan Tannehill or if Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins can do that, why couldn't Ryan Tannehill? But I'm not saying he's going to get the starting job. I think this is J.J. McCarthy. Actually, I know this is J.J. McCarthy's era, unless a shocker were to come out of nowhere. Aaron Rodgers gets signed, or Russell Wilson gets signed, or something like that. But for right now, we have to be all eyes focused on J.J. McCarthy. And now it's just basically waiting to figure out who will the backup be. Who will be the guy that if J.J. McCarthy isn't going to pan out, who will come in and take over the reins and at least help our season for a little bit, right? At least give us a little hope at the end of the season, or at least win us some ball games and stuff like that. But Ryan Tannehill is on the Vikings radar. You guys let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section down below. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skull Vikes.